All right, we are good to go.
I would like to call to order the Wyndham Raymond School District Board of Directors meeting. It is June 3rd, 2020. We are doing Zoom video conferencing. Mr. Howell will call the roll.
Kate Bricks,
Here.
Jenny Butler,
Here.
Danny Cummings,
Here.
Marge Cavoni,
Here.
Pete Hensler,
Here.
Anna Keeney, Kate Levier,
Here.
Scott McLean, here, Christina Small, and Molly Cochran.
Here.
Okay, we are going to do the pledge now, but if you don't know, we are going to mute ourselves and have Pete and Anna, Savannah, and Cole do the pledge tonight. Will you all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Mr. Howell, are there any adjustments to the agenda?
There is one adjustment to the agenda tonight, and I've made a correction, and it's under item number 14 for the board. And specifically, it is the calling of the election to the two communities, and the wrong date was placed on the agenda, but the correct date was in the warrants to go out. And it's just because we've been juggling a number of dates around, so the July 14th is the correct date for the election. So that has been corrected on the public site and will be corrected in the minutes.
Okay, we have an opportunity for public input. If there's public that would like to comment on items not on the agenda, please let me know. Thank you. So, I'm sorry, 8993, are you saying that you want to talk? 8953, I apologize. Okay. Please. Marge?
Chris, when you were doing adjustments to the agenda, I think you said there was another one on the 15, RSU 14 budget meeting, budget referendum. There was a wrong date on that also.
On the second day, you are correct, Marge, and that has been corrected on the agenda.
Okay.
Thank you. Now could I have someone make a motion on the warrant and notice of election? Okay.
I move to vote that the warrant and notice of election of RSU unit number 14 presented to the meeting be approved, and that a referendum election for the RSU be called for July 14, 2020 for the purpose of approving the insurance of bonds or notes of the RSU for minor capital project purposes. That the notice of public hearing presented to the meeting be approved, and that a public hearing on the issuance of bonds or notes for minor capital project purposes be held on June 24th. Is that the correct date?
That's the correct date.
Okay, 2020 at 6:30 p.m. by remote means and may be accessed by the public. The foregoing warrants and notices shall be signed by a majority of the school board, and that such signatures may be made electronically by execution of counterparts or in person at the convenience of the members of the school board.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any public comment? Any board discussion? All those in favor, Mr. Howell will call the roll.
Jenny Cummings,
Aye.
Marge Cavoni,
Aye.
Kate Levier,
Yes.
Kate Bricks,
Aye.
Jenny Butler,
Yes.
Scott McLean,
Yes.
Pete Hensler.
Aye.
Did I miss anybody? I've got other people intermixed in my,
No, I think you got everybody. So the motion carries. I would like to make a motion to approve updating the calendar for the conclusion of the school year to June 16, 2020, from June 18, 2020, for RSU 14 staff, and move 2 professional days to the 2021 school year.
Second.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any public comment? Any board discussion? All those in favor? Mr. Howell?
Jenny Cummings,
Aye.
Marge Scavone,
Aye.
Kate Levier,
Yes.
Kate Bricks,
Aye.
Jenny Butler,
Yes.
Scott McLean,
Yes.
Pete Hensler.
Aye.
Motion carries. Now I would like to have a motion about the professional contract. I'm looking for someone to say that they have a copy of the agenda so I know they can read. Okay, Jenny?
I move that we ratify the professional contract between the Sebago East Shore Education Association and RSU 14 Board of Directors for August 22nd, 2020 through August 21st, 2021.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any public comment? Any board discussion? I'm going to recognize myself and say I want to offer sincere thanks to the Sebago East Shore Education Association and the Educational Support Professionals Association for their flexibility in agreeing to the one-year salary agreement. Please convey to your members, Jamie and Becca and Pete, that our true gratitude for all the work, all the efforts that you have done on behalf of our students and our families, and as we come to grips with our new normal, whatever that may be. You are to be congratulated for your efforts. You're the backbone of the RSU, and we sincerely appreciate your work. Okay. Pete, are you raising your hand? Okay,
May I speak, or
sure.
I didn't know if it's.
Oh, it's actually board discussion. I'm not sure. I'll have to ask Marge. Can Pete speak? Yeah, okay. Pete.
That's why I just was not sure. I too wanted to thank the board for the process. I thought the process worked very, very well. I think we enjoyed working with you folks and look forward to that in the future as well. And so we want to thank you on behalf of our membership and on behalf of the negotiations team for all the work that you folks did, the conversations that we had, and the process. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Any board discussion? Any further board discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Jenny Cummings,
Aye.
Marge Scavone,
Yes.
Kate Levier,
Yes.
Kate Bricks,
Aye.
Jenny Butler,
Yes.
Scott McLean,
Yes.
Pete Hensler,
Aye.
Anna Keeney.
I'm abstaining just because I missed everything but the last 2 minutes.
Okay,
Connectivity issues.
All right.
glad to have you here.
Okay, Marge, would you do this Education Support Professionals Association contract, please?
Sure thing. I move to ratify the support professionals contract between the RSU 14 Board of Directors and the Education Support Professionals Association for July 1st, 2020 through June 30th, 2021.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any public comment? Any board discussion? Again, thank you. All those in favor?
Jenny Cummings,
Aye.
Marge Scavone,
Yes.
Kate Levier,
Yes.
Kate Bricks,
Aye.
Jenny Butler,
Yes.
Scott McLean,
Yes.
Pete Hensler,
Aye.
Anna Keeney.
Yes.
The motion carries. Could I now have a motion for the district office administrator contracts?
I move to approve the amendment to employment agreement for Director of Curriculum, Instruction and Assessment, Christine Hessler, at a salary of $109,911.96, which also extends the contract to June 30th, 2023.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any public comment? Any board discussion? All those in favor?
Jenny Cummings,
Aye.
Marge Scavone,
Yes.
Kate Levier,
Yes.
Kate Bricks,
Aye.
Jenny Butler,
yes,
Scott McLean,
Yes.
Pete Hensler,
Aye.
Anna Keeney.
Yes.
The motion carries. I move to approve the amendment to employment agreement for Lisa Garneau, Director of Special Services, at a salary of $120,944.46, which also extends the contract to June 30, 2023.
second,
It's been moved and seconded. Any public comment? Any board discussion? All those in favor?
Jenny Cummings,
Aye.
Marge Scavone,
Yes.
Kate Levier,
Yes.
Kate Bricks,
Aye.
Jenny Butler,
yes,
Scott McLean, Pete Hensler,
Aye.
Anna Keeney.
Yes.
Okay. I move to improve the employment agreement for Assistant Superintendent Christine Frost-Bertinet at a salary of $126,075, which also extends the contract to June 30th, 2023.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Jenny Cummings,
Aye.
Marge Scavone,
Yes.
Kate Levier,
Yes.
Kate Bricks,
Aye.
Jenny Butler,
yes,
Scott McLean,
Yes.
Pete Hensler,
Aye.
Anna Keeney.
Yes.
I move to approve the employment agreement for Superintendent Christopher Howell at a salary of $139,400, which also extends the contract to June 30th, 2023.
Second.
second,
It's been moved and seconded. Any public comment? Any board discussion? All those in favor?
Jenny Cummings,
Aye.
Marge Scavone,
Yes.
Kate Levier,
Yes.
Kate Bricks,
Aye.
Jenny Butler,
yes,
Scott McLean,
Yes.
Pete Hensler,
Aye.
Anna Keeney.
Yes.
Motion carries. We will now have Christine Frost-Bertinet updating the board on the district's pre-K program. Thanks, Christine.
Thank you. Is it okay to share my screen?
Sure.
This is in your board packet as well online, but in case you didn't have an opportunity to see that, I figured it might help to share the screen. Okay, can everyone see that? I will make it bigger. Does that work?
That's
Little
good.
bit. Okay.
Okay. So this is an update to walk the board through where we are in terms of pre-K staffing. We'll talk about that. I want to walk you through the lottery application blind selection process to make sure that board members in the community understand that process and answer any questions you may have. And then the last piece is talk about the next steps in our pre-K program planning. So as far as staffing, last Wednesday, the 27th, we did conduct interviews for both teachers and the ed tech positions. You can see here that we had a nice team of, we had Kimberly Weeks and Erin Simino. So they represented teachers up at Raymond Elementary School, Kate Levier, board member, Beth Peavy, who will be the principal, at Raymond Elementary School, Christine Hessler, the curriculum director, and myself. The interviews went all day and they were wonderful. We have, through reference checks, we're moving 2 candidates on to meet with myself and Superintendent Howell tomorrow for a second interview. We also have an ed tech candidate that we will move on to Superintendent Howell for his consideration. In order to fill the other ed tech position for this program, we are going to repost the anticipated pre-K ed tech position. And so stay tuned for more information regarding staffing. The lottery application. So there were many signs you may have seen and notices that went out to folks regarding that the pre-K lottery application was open. On the district site, people went to the homepage of the site and there was a button that they clicked, which allowed them to get into the application and submit it. We had, as I believe Chris has mentioned before, we had close to 100 applications submitted, although there were some duplicates. And so we had to pull out the duplicates. So we ended up with 92 people submitted an application. And each of these steps walks you through the process. I will try to condense a summary of this. So essentially what we did is we printed off those applications and sorted them into 2 piles, Windham and Raymond, because 24 of the spaces are reserved for Windham residents and 8 spaces for Raymond, proportionate to the size of the current kindergarten classes. Once we sorted them into those separate piles, within each pile we needed to sort those who would qualify for free and reduced lunch from those who would not qualify for free and reduced lunch. And from those piles, now we have 4 piles, we then turned over for Windham the free and reduced lunch applicants and shuffled them upside down, and then we drew the total number for 12 from that pile and followed that same process through each of the 4 piles. So we did not know the names of the students or any information, it was that blind process to make sure that it is fair. So we now have 32 student names that have been selected. The next step is on Friday to call families to let them know that they do indeed have a space for their child. We will then get a sense of their interest in confirming that space or not. Any of the applications who were not selected will go on a wait list. And we will certainly, if we have folks who express that they're no longer interested, we will then go back to the wait list and follow that same blind process again. Any questions on those 2 sections regarding staffing or the lottery application process? So I have made it so that nobody can see the names right now, but you can see this is how we were sorting people. And we will move forward with that list and see if we can make some people very happy about the possibility of a pre-K space for their child for next year. So the next steps, after Friday, those program notifications, we will then need to wait for budget approval to determine whether or not we are continuing to move forward. And at that time, we have materials and curriculum to start thinking about. One piece regarding the materials, so we would have 2 empty classrooms up at Raymond that we will spruce up and paint and make sure they're clean. But we have an order ready to work with the company Community Playthings, and they make this beautiful maple wood pre-K furniture. The same company that oftentimes many churches or private schools, I actually had the same kitchen set. They're those long-lasting solid wood kitchen sets or wooden trucks or wooden blocks. And so we have an order for all the classroom furniture, including the cots, the rest mats, I should say, for children, all sorts of center-based equipment that children would need to work with the curriculum. And so that is ready to go when we have that approval. We'll also be working on developing a professional development calendar, and we are partnering still with Nicole Mador from the Department of Ed so that the pre-K staff as a team, both the teachers and the ed techs, have ongoing monthly professional development, as well as the first week of August. And it looks like it will probably be virtual, but have a comprehensive training around the curriculum, understanding the literacy pieces embedded within the program, the outdoor components of the curriculum design, because it's very experiential and play-based in nature. So that week-long training in August will be really important, and then that ongoing training to provide that targeted specific feedback to those staff members. We will also be working on the pre-K screening process and communicating with families about what that process will look like. At this time, we hope that we'll be able to administer screening in August. However, we do not know yet based on, we'll have to wait for more guidance, but stay tuned on that screening process as well. And communicating with child development services. Now that we have the names of the students selected, we need to determine children with identified special needs. And so we'll need to partner with CDS to see who we have that will need additional special services, additional supports, and what that program design needs to look like to make sure those children are successful in their first year of school, pre-K. And so that is where we are right now. Any questions?
I can't see it.
I have a quick question for you. I know it's probably very obvious and you've thought of it already, but when you do send out that admittance notifications, is it going to have clear language in there that it's still dependent upon the budget passing?
Yes, Anna, thank you.
Beautiful,
yes.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Can you take your screen away so we can go full?
Oh, I'm sorry, Jenny, yes.
Okay. That's fine. Anybody else have a question? Or I want to say I think it's a remarkable amount of work, and thank you for this process.
You're welcome. I'll keep you all posted.
Okay, thank you.
I just also speak, I think the 100 or so families that signed up as to enter the lottery just shows that it is something that our community is interested in. And moving down the road, if space does become available, it may be something that we should continue to pursue, expanding out opportunities for our students.
Okay. All right, now we're going to have a bunch of warrant things, but as an extra added wonderful thing that happened, my printer won't print out the last 2 pages of our agenda. So I'm going to try to do, to look at the agenda online. This is not going to go well, just have to say to you. But Mr. Howell may need to call on you because I'm going to minimize you now. And first, who would like to give the motion on the warrants? Jenny.
I move to post the warrant and notice of election for the RS Regional School Unit Budget Validation Referendum presented to the meeting be and is approved, and that the Regional School Unit Budget Validation Referendum be and is hereby called for July 14th, 2020. Is that correct date?
Yes.
Perfect. For the purpose of approving the budget adopted at the Regional School Unit budget meeting for the 2020-2021 fiscal year.
Attachments A and B.
Attachments A and B.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any public comment? I can't see anybody. Any board discussion?
Can I speak for a second, Jenny?
Yes, please.
And this is actually just a point of education for anyone who may watch this meeting in the future, and also for our board members. But the next two votes that you're going to take are subject to change. And I had sent out a message to the board yesterday, but there still is rumor, and there was rumor even as of today, that Governor Mills may be changing the budget validation process that we use to approve our budgets. And within that executive order, the regional school unit budget meeting will no longer be a process for the community to vote up or down different warrant articles or different articles within the budget. It becomes an opportunity for the community to learn more about the budget and to learn more about what the board has approved. Under that process, at the July 14th election, the public would vote on what is traditionally Articles 1 through 15, which includes all the different cost centers, also includes the amount over EPS, and includes what the board is committing, and then any other additional funds. In addition, the public would need to vote on adult education and would also need to vote on capital reserve. And this is all in addition to the bond question, which you already have on the ballot. So if that is the case, we will need to come back again as early as next week for a brief meeting to possibly rescind the vote that you're going to take right now and rescind the next vote and change the language to then call a budget meeting, and then to call the regional meeting and be a different format on the 24th. The good news in all of this, by taking your vote tonight, is that you are letting the public know that the school board budget vote will be on July 14th, and that there'll be an opportunity for the public to learn more about the budget on June 24th. But as of this afternoon, I'd even heard rumor that we might hear something. And as I said in my meeting previous today, the driveways remained empty and nothing has arrived. And so
Yeah.
we need to continue to forge forward as an RSU in our process to make sure that we don't miss any statutory deadlines.
Okay, any other board discussion? Mr. Howell will have to call on you if there is.
Yep, Jenny Cummings,
Aye.
Marge Gavoni,
Yes.
Kate Levier,
Yes.
Kate Bricks,
Aye.
Jenny Butler,
Yes.
Scott McLean,
Yes.
Pete Hensler,
Aye.
Anna Keeney.
Yes.
Okay, could I have a motion on the budget meeting, please?
I move that the warrant for the Regional School Unit 14 budget meeting presented to the meeting be and is hereby approved, and that the Regional School Unit budget meeting be and is hereby called for June 24th, 2020, for the purpose of voting on the annual budget for the Regional School Unit for the 2020-21 fiscal year, Attachment C, and that the notice of amounts adopted at budget meeting presented to this meeting be and is hereby approved, and that the superintendent of schools of the Regional School Unit 14 is hereby authorized and directed to complete said notice by adding the amounts approved by the voters for each expenditure category, and the total school budget summary expenditure amount, all in accordance with the RSU unit budget meeting on July 14th, 2020. Copies of said notice as completed to be delivered to the municipal clerks of each municipality of the regional school unit for posting at the polling places for the July 24th, 2020 regional school unit budget validation referendum, attachments 1R and 2W.
It's been moved and second. It's been moved and seconded. Any board discussion? Oops.
Jeannie, if I could just, I know Kate had an older copy that the dates have been
Oh,
updated.
I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. It was a mistake in the agenda that went out.
So
So
which date was incorrect?
the
Go
June
back.
24th is the regional budget meeting. And then July 14th is the validation referendum.
Okay, Adam switched. I apologize.
No, and what will appear in the minutes is correct.
Okay. Could I have a motion? Oh, all those in favor?
Jenny Cummings,
Aye.
Marge Gavoni,
Yes.
Kate Levier,
Yes.
Kate Bricks,
Aye.
Jenny Butler,
Yes.
Scott McLean, Pete Hensler,
Aye.
and Anna Keeney.
Yes.
And Jenny, just for the record, Scott, I don't think you were audible, so I'm just going to say Scott recorded a yes vote.
Okay.
Yes. Sorry.
All right. So I can't see anybody at all now, but I can hear you all. So, could I have a motion for the secretary's report, please?
I move to approve the minutes of the May 6th, 2020 meeting.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any board discussion? Any public comment? Any board discussion? All those in favor?
Jenny Cummings,
Aye.
Marge Gavoni,
Yes.
Kate Levier,
Yes.
Kate Bricks,
Aye.
Jenny Butler,
Yes.
Scott McLean,
Yes.
Pete Hensler,
Aye.
Anna Keeney.
Yes.
The motion carries. Could I have a motion on the secretary's report for May 20th?
I move to approve the minutes of the May 20th, 2020 meeting.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any public discussion? Any board discussion? All those in favor?
Jenny Cummings,
Aye.
Marge Gavoni,
Yes.
Kate Levier,
Yes.
Kate Bricks,
Aye.
Jenny Butler,
Yes.
Scott McLean,
Yes.
Pete Hensler,
Aye.
Anna Keeney.
Yes.
Could I have a motion for the May 27th?
I move to approve the minutes of the May 27th, 2020 meeting.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any public comment? Any board discussion? All those in favor?
Jenny Cummings,
Aye.
Marge Gavoni,
Yes.
Kate Levier,
Yes.
Kate Bricks,
Aye.
Jenny Butler,
Yes.
Scott McLean,
Yes.
Pete Hensler,
Aye.
Anna Keeney.
Yes.
The motion carries. We'll now have committee reports. I'll go first because I can see myself. We have not met, the curriculum committee has not met, but we will be meeting soon, I guess. So I know there's some policy discussion happening. Mrs. Bricks?
Yes. Next Thursday, the policy committee will be meeting. The focus of the meeting will be to review current policies such as attendance and grading and reporting. Christine, our assistant superintendent, has done a lot of legwork in highlighting items that need to be reworded should we go to virtual again, because as you know, attendance is different and grading and reporting has been different, so that we have these policies ready for any scenario going forward. Should we have to continue virtually or some hybrid or whatever. So there's policies that we'll be reviewing, and of course we'll get back to you with what those revisions might be.
Thank you. Facilities?
Facilities hasn't met. I probably should check in on Bill and see how he's doing, though.
Okay. How about finance?
Yeah, finance, we met on the 20th. Can't remember if I've given an update since then or not. I know we talked about, and excuse me, I'm a little unorganized with my notes here, but talked about the whole budget process and kind of what we went over tonight in terms of what it could possibly look like, what some of the challenges could be with that. Chris pretty much has given us an update on how that's going to be. We went over the expenditures and the revenues year to date. Those seem to all be tracking at a level pretty similar to what a current year looks like. You know, and as we've mentioned in some of the meetings, some of the savings that we've realized from not having the buses run or certain other expenditures have been offset by what we've had to put out or what we've chosen to put out in terms of the food service to the families during this time. So that's pretty much washed out any savings that we would have realized. We talked about capital spending of the capital reserve and what we were going to recommend in terms of how much to put there. And let's see. And again, I apologize here, but really what it comes down to is it's going to be hard to do a lot of capital projects given the current uncertainty with what revenues are going to look like and what some of the budget constraints might be. And Chris, if you want to add anything to this, I don't know if I'm forgetting anything.
No, actually, Pete, you hit everything, and there's a copy of the minutes in the board packet. So you hit everything square on, Pete. It's everything that we discussed, and I know there's been some conversation again in the community about what our savings have been by the closure. And Pete, you hit it right on the head, which is that the $600,000 food service loss, and then we still have $40,000 in unpaid food service bills, is presenting a challenge to us for generating any sort of positive flow out of this. We're still hoping the end of the year even. So,
Thank you.
Is there anyone else who would like to speak about committees that they're, I can't tell if someone's raising their hand, so. Okay, well, it's time for the board roundtable. And I guess we're going to, I don't know.
Marge has got something.
Okay, Marge.
I watched, I don't know if anybody else watched it, but I watched the boosters, the presentation out in the football field was telecast. I didn't see the whole thing. I think I kind of lost track of what was where. They did it in sections, but it was, I mean, it was superb. I mean, you know, those students had to feel super special. And I think it was great that we did that. It was a really nice presentation. It's probably somewhere. Is it, Chris? Can you find that again? Is that on our website?
I'll check in with Mr. Drummond just to see where that recording went.
Yeah, because it was great. It really was great. It was great for the students who were there and great for the coaches. In fact, Pete Small, I think you were there, right? Yeah. So it was super. It was really super. And I want to say that I know a lot of people feel that the students this time feel like that are graduating are really getting the short end of the stick. But my own personal opinion is I think they must feel really special because there is so much, their graduation seems to be going on and on versus in other years what we normally do. And so I'm really glad that the district has been able to do so much for all of the graduating seniors this year. That's it, Jenny. That's all I got.
Thanks. Mrs. Briggs?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just like saying that. To piggyback on Marge, I really want to thank the high school staff. I tell you what, when I look at the schedule for graduation and the next 4 days, all the work that they've put in to make this truly a memorable high school graduation. Not to compare to other districts, but I think we've gone above and beyond. I think ours is pretty stellar, and I can't imagine the number of hours behind the scenes to make this work. I've heard the next 4 days it's going to be from 8 until I don't know what, 8 or whatever. Like, that is truly a commitment to our students, and it doesn't go unnoticed. And I'm truly, truly grateful. So thank you very much to the high school staff.
Ditto, I agree. Okay,
Marge, do you mind? Jenny, do you mind if I add something real quick?
go right ahead.
So my wife and I we were just kind of sitting on the couch playing on our phones one night. We happened to come across senior concert that was, I think it was on, I don't know where my wife found it, but I think it was on YouTube or something. But we ended up watching the entire thing. I think it was about 40 minutes, 45 minutes or something like that. And at one point, my wife looked over at me and she goes, "Are you crying?" And I said, "No, I got a hair in my eye." It was moving. It was really nice. So I just want to say to everybody involved, that was a great production. So.
I will echo that. I watched it, and Rick Nickerson did a great job with the chamber singers and their senior recognition. Truly moving. Yeah, I had a hair in my eye too.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. Howell.
Sure, and a couple of things have already been mentioned here, but I just want to say a big thank you to Rich Drummond and the athletic boosters for the recognition that they did for kids on Monday evening. Truly a special night. I had a chance to stand and talk with Pete a little bit and catch up, and also catch up with some of our coaches. And I'm thankful for the devotion and what they do for our kids, but also thankful for the boosters and their thoughtfulness and putting something together. And honestly, I think it was far better than an event that we could have held in the auditorium. Just also want to say thank you to all of our teachers and our support staff for an outstanding end of the school year as they've been planning experiences and finishing up projects and doing things for our students. And even though it's been virtual, they've been working extremely hard to make things as connected as possible. Congratulations to all of our seniors. Over the next few days, they'll be receiving their diplomas. They have a big night on Tuesday night where there'll be I guess a car caravan leaving Wyndham High School and making a parade down to the Saco Drive-In, in which they'll be celebrating together in as a class, socially distanced in vehicles, but watching their traditional class video, watching their speeches, watching those elements of graduation together as a class. So should be an exciting night for them. Also, congratulations to our Katahdin seniors. They'll be going through their graduation tomorrow night. And then they'll be doing a combination YouTube video and then some live things via Zoom. We did get some great news last night from the Wyndham Police, which is our grant for a middle school resource officer, was approved by the Department of Justice. So that's a $125,000 grant. We'll be paying a very small portion per year, but now we'll have a full-time school resource officer that we can share between Wyndham Middle and Jordan Small Middle School. So some great news that grant, which is going to pay majority of that position has been approved. And so Chief Schofield reached out, and we'll start talking about a hiring process once that's done. But just some great news with that. And the last thing, which is more of a piece of business, I will be emailing board members after this meeting. I need to find a couple of minutes to be with you in person so that you can sign all of the warrants that you approved tonight. Because many of those warrants do not have any sort of provision within statute for an electronic signature. And so I'll be emailing you. We can either meet early in the morning, late at night. I'll buy you dinner, whatever it takes for us to find each other. But that we can have all those signatures collected so that I can pass that on to the town council and the Board of Selectmen for Raymond, so that they can countersign those signatures. And again, if something changes with the governor's plans, then next week we'll go to dinner again and collect those signatures. But reminder, last day, regular day of school for students is June 11. And the last staff day is coming up shortly after that. And also just want to, while Pete and Jamie and Rebecca are here, I just want to thank both of our associations for their commitment to some common problem solving as we've worked through some issues that are very unique to the school year and that none of us have encountered before. And I experienced the spirit, I appreciate the spirit of cooperation that they've shared.
Thank you. Okay, could I have a motion to adjourn, please?
So moved.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Jenny Cummings,
Aye.
Marge Gavoni,
Yes.
Kate Levier,
Yes.
Kate Bricks,
Aye.
Jenny Butler,
Yes.
Scott McLean,
Yes.
Pete Hensler,
Aye.
and Anna Keeney.
Yes.
We're adjourned. Molly, before we get going, when is your last time with us?
I thought I was staying through next year as well.
Yes, I know that, but are you going to stop coming to our and thank goodness, but are you going to stop coming to our meetings on because we have a meeting on the 24th, so.
Well, I have to turn in my school laptop by the 19th. So I'm assuming that's when I'll have to stop coming.
All right. Well,
Molly, you can keep your laptop as long as you want to stay with the board, okay? We can make special provision for that.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. You've been a wonderful addition this year. Thanks.
Thank you.
Danny,
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
before you go, a point of order, so you're aware of it going forward. The chair can call anyone to speak that they wish. All
Okay.
right?
Yep.
No one else can, but the chair can.
I have such great power. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Well, thank you, everyone. And I hope we don't have to see you next week, but Chris will see your signatures in any case.
Yes.
Take care.